So the one thing that always kind of weirded me out, or I just never really bought into it, was the whole console war debate. Personally, I grew up with PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox. I never really had a preference of one over the other. However, PlayStation had far better exclusives, so I would just kind of more leaning towards that direction typically. I mean, even when it came to PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, my brother had the Xbox 360 and I had the PlayStation 3, more specifically because I was a fan of Killzone.
Get off this thing!
As well as I really like Resistance. And then Ratchet and Clank, Future Tools of Destruction, and it's a lot of great games that came out on the PlayStation, and pretty much the only thing that Xbox had as far as a reason to purchase it was because you were going to get all the Call of Duty map packs before PlayStation owners. I mean that's it. But thanks to Microsoft, we might actually be seeing the end to this whole console war debate, discussion, and toxicity.
The toxicity.
Amongst fans, essentially. And one of the biggest reasons why we might actually see the end of this is because there's a heavy rumor being spread around, and I'm sure it has some merit because I think that it would just be a smart business move by Microsoft/Xbox, and that is to bring the Xbox exclusives to the PlayStation 5. Or PlayStation consoles in the future. And Starfield is one that is seemingly being tossed around right now. And while I'm not a big Starfield fan, and I promise I will go back to it, I mean, I'm gotta give it a chance because it's a Bethesda game, and while I don't typically like to play Bethesda games until at least a year after the initial launch or release, just more specifically because they just have so many issues and Bethesda ain't doing nothing about it, but because Starfield just came out in a year that I still am back cataloged when it comes to games, and there's so many that I have to play, and now with Persona 3 out, it's like, yeah, I don't have time to spend on Starfield when a game like Persona 3 is out.
Maybe we really are like...
And I absolutely love Persona, at least I only played the fourth one, I'll be honest with you. I only played the fourth Persona game, but somewhat, some of Persona 5 I played as well, but other than that, I haven't played the first two. I think those were exclusive to PlayStation back in the day, or maybe PlayStation 2, and so right now you could actually get Persona 3 on the Xbox Game Pass, even on PC, and that's actually how I'm playing Persona 3. I'm just playing it through my laptop, and it's an incredible game, and I'll be doing a video on that soon enough, but as of right now, the fact that we could really see the end to all exclusivity when it comes to games being on a specific console, for me, is fantastic, and I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. I mean, when it comes to having PlayStation games on the PC, typically we don't get them till like a year. Now it seems like a year, and maybe that will shorten with time. Maybe it'll be day and date. I doubt it, just because, you know, PlayStation/Sony wants to still sell consoles, and you know that's the whole reason why they had Final Fantasy 16 be timed exclusive, because they thought that was going to move PlayStations. I think this is a really good move, and we're going to actually jump to an article on IGN talking about this entire thing, and just try to get potentially any details whatsoever here. So let's head over to IGN right now. Alright, so as you can see, the headline reads, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle and possibly Starfield are reportedly being considered for PlayStation 5. If proven true, these games may be a sign of a new multi-platform strategy inside Microsoft. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle and possibly Starfield are reportedly being considered for PlayStation 5. Now, I didn't even know that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is exclusive to Xbox and PC. That's actually news to me. I thought it was gonna be coming out on PlayStation. Jeez, god dang. I mean, what do PlayStation owners or fanboys have on the PlayStation console that, to me, is superior to anything that we see on PC or Xbox currently? I mean, I just really can't think of too many things. I mean, Final Fantasy 16 is going to drop on Xbox and PC this year, so that's no longer a timed exclusive. And when you look at the slate of PlayStation games coming out this year, not much is coming out. I mean, you got a couple of games. Phantom Blade Zero is going to come out. Black Wukong, I think that's what the game's called. That looks, both those games look really good. Don't get me wrong, I think those look incredible. However, not much else. I mean, when you look at the slate, it's either all multi-platform games, so you can play it on Xbox or PC, or it's just games that just people don't even really care too much about it, I guess. Like Foam Stars, I mean, there's a reason why they're giving that away for free with PlayStation Plus this month. It's because they don't expect the game to be that great. We already know that Microsoft has been working with Nintendo. I mean, they seem to have a really solid partnership there, which is kind of weird. It just feels like Sony/PlayStation or Sony PlayStation, whatever you want to say. I mean, Sony's the company, you know, and then PlayStation is just the thing within the company. And basically, Nintendo seems to have like a really solid relationship with Xbox, and it just doesn't seem to be that way with PlayStation. I guess they still see like Xbox, Microsoft, PC as direct competition, but honestly, you're losing the war. You've probably already lost. Like, let's be honest. PlayStation's already lost the war. There is no saving it. Like, most people are either on PC now or they've gotten an Xbox, and most people even has like Xbox as like side things that they hook up in their living room, and it just makes things a lot easier. And given the fact that Xbox Game Pass is now implementing the cloud, and it's currently still in beta, so they're still working out all the kinks. I've tried using the cloud service. You need a really strong connection. I've had multiple disconnects, and it's not that great. That was kind of actually how I was planning on playing Starfield on the Xbox, or it's actually how I was planning to play Starfield on my laptop, was through the cloud, not because I can't sit there and install it and run it on my laptop, but simply because I'm not about to free up 140 gigabytes for a game that I honestly don't feel like I'm going to be playing as much with everything else that's already currently out. So yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me for PlayStation to continue to be so damn stubborn, but that's the company, and that's how they operate, I guess. Alright, so let's continue the article here. Assuming this plan goes forward, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle appears set to launch exclusively on Xbox and PC in December 2024, and would arrive on PlayStation 5 after a rather short period that could just be some months later. Now, essentially, I don't know how many, honestly, let me start off by just saying, when it comes to Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, I don't know how many people are hyped for this game. The trailer looks pretty good. I think it's Nolan North that plays Indiana. So I knew it was somebody that I liked a lot and is very prominent in the game industry, and it's Troy Baker, who's playing Indiana Jones. And I honestly, let me just say this, I thought that it was Harrison Ford doing the voice acting.
It ain't a walk in the park.
Okay, then. Let's see if you can keep up.
What do you mean if I could keep up?
Because it just sounded exactly like him, honestly. It just did. It sounded like Harrison Ford pulled up into a recording studio and decided, I want to be the voice in this game. But it obviously doesn't sound like Harrison Ford now, who has more of a very gruff, very, very older a voice to him now, obviously, because he is older. At the very least, I'm interested in Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. However, I'm not really hyped for it. I'm not the biggest Indiana Jones fan. I like the movies, except for the last two, trash. But the original trilogy was very, very good. It's fantastic. It's one of the best cinematic movie trilogies of all time, and just as far as the games go, I just never had a real interest in playing Indiana Jones. I got that fix, and it was called Uncharted. But let's continue the article here. Once again, it's important to take all this with a grain of salt, as plans change all the time, but the conversations look to be happening inside Microsoft. This report also follows rumors that Hi-Fi Rush and Sea of Thieves may also be jumping to other platforms as well. So Hi-Fi Rush, for me, was absolutely a Game of the Year contender in 2023, and both me and Rocky absolutely love that game. It's absolutely a perfect blend of music, rhythm, action, adventure, platforming, kind of that comedic type of tones of like a Ratchet and Clank a little bit. It just, and the cel-shaded look to it, it just, everything about that game was extremely well done, and I'm hoping for a sequel to it. But when it comes to Sea of Thieves, I never really cared for it. I'm sure a lot of people still play it, and there are people that do like the game, but when it comes to developer Rare, the only games that I cared about were the games that came on N64 back in the day. But let's continue. That's not all, however, as Xbox Era is reporting that Starfield may be another game to make its way to PS5. According to Xbox Era sources, Microsoft may be planning to launch Bethesda's space RPG on PS5 after the already announced Shattered Space expansion that is slated to arrive late in 2024. Furthermore, it has been claimed Microsoft is making even more of an investment into PS5 dev kits to support this supposed multi-platform strategy it may adopt. Ahead of Starfield's launch, the question of its exclusivity was one of the biggest out there. While it turned out Starfield was exclusive, at least at launch, these potential new developments will also surely bring back The Elder Scrolls 6 into view. While it hasn't been 100% confirmed, Microsoft's own internal documents have claimed it will skip PS5 and will only launch on Xbox and PC. Once again, plans change all the time, as is possibly evidenced by these reports, so it's important not to take anything as fact until it happens. So, the idea that the exclusivity could end, I think, is great. I know PlayStation doesn't like it. I know PlayStation owners, they don't like it. Or not even PlayStation owners, PlayStation stans don't like it. But most people do. And most people want to see PlayStation games come to PC. Most people want to see Xbox games that are exclusive come to PlayStation. It doesn't make sense to sit there and continue the whole exclusivity. And I know a lot of people are going to try to ask, like, oh, well, what's the purpose of even then buying a console? Why don't I just get a PC? You probably should. Honestly, you probably should. I mean, if you're going to invest money into anything, invest it into a PC, not into a gaming console. I mean, the biggest thing that Microsoft honestly has over PlayStation is the fact that it's far cheaper for an Xbox Series S than it is for a PlayStation 5. And with the Xbox Series S, you don't have to worry about buying games on the day that you buy the console. You literally just get an Xbox Game Pass and you can play the newest games like Persona 3, or you can play Starfield, or you can play Atomic Heart, or any of these other games. All you need is an Xbox Game Pass to do so. And if you get Game Pass Ultimate, you can play those games on PC and you can play them on console. The reason why, Microsoft sees this as an opportunity to sell more Starfield copies, and it's not going to obviously be for free on PlayStation Plus, so they just see it like, well, every copy of Starfield sold on the PlayStation, we know we're going to get it $70 for it because you're not going to get it for free. And then you have potential for Hi-Fi Rush and any other game that goes from Xbox or /PC to PlayStation that Microsoft's just going to make money off of, and it's a smart strategy in my opinion. And I think that's the reason why they started working with Nintendo, is because they just saw it as a smart strategy, a smart business move. And that's the reason why they're prospering right now far above PlayStation. But we definitely want to know your opinion. Like the whole idea of exclusivity, where do you fall in line? Do you think you hate exclusivity? Do you continue to want it with consoles? What's your opinion? Let us know in the comments down below. And if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like. And thank you so much for watching and chilling with me. And we'll see you all in next gaming sessions.
Spaced out of my head to the depths of the universe. It's a spell or a chance just to open up a newer curse. If I swim too